You must be careful about the words you use, or the words you allow to be used in your house. Words are things. You must be careful. Careful about calling people out of their names, using racial pejoratives and sexual pejoratives and all that ignorance. Don't do that.
It's time to talk about it.
Pull up a chair and take a seat.
We're serving up recipes for life.
With Hampton University's Dr. Richard Mason and Dr. Tamara Williams.
Welcome to the Sunday Brunch.
This is Dr. Tamara Williams.
And this is Dr. Richard Mason, and welcome to the table for another edition of Sunday Brunch with the Good Doctors.
The good doctors.
How's your week been?
This has been a busy week, as we're preparing to head back in and do things. It's been a very busy week. How's your week been?
Listen, it's nonstop. I swear, I feel like I'm on roller skates, at this point,
I've heard about all your ghost appearances. I feel like you have, just apparitions out there, just making appearances here, there, and everywhere. And we're not even remotely done.
Not at all. And that's the thing, just having to pop up at different places and all, and it's a good thing because it's things that I like to do and I like to see the people and everything or whatever, but it's just so much in so many different places. There are times that I wish I could clone myself, but it's one of those things that everything is happening all at once. Have you ever had, felt like everything is happening all at the same time? And that's kind of what I feel.
Every day of my life, every day I wake up with one eye and then open the second one. I promise to God, that's what it feels like. They're coming in. It intrudes before I even get a chance to open my eyes. That's right. What wakes me up. I have to literally calm my spirit in the morning and before the world comes out, because I hear the world waking me up every single morning with all the expectations of the things that I need to get accomplished. And so I'm glad we get to have our conversations because that's real talk. I'm sure that happens for a lot of people and they think that they're the only people who experience that. But life is life.
Listen, life is life and real hard right now.
Yes, indeed. And heavy is the head that wears the crown. A lot of times when people look at us, they're mesmerized by the things that we can do, but they don't understand the responsibilities that come with that. And we have the same 24 hours in our day that they have, but we find a way to stretch it and push and shove as many things in it as possible. But bent, but not broken. I'll leave it at that. Bent,
now that's very true.
Stretched, but
some
not
days
broken.
When I lay down, I'm thinking, I just set this alarm, and what do you mean it's going off right now?
Jesus.
But I wake up with a thankful and grateful heart, though, because guess what? The Lord allowed me to wake up to be able to turn that alarm clock off, because some folks' alarm clock's still going off and they ain't getting up.
In the middle of the night, it ended. We have no more days on the calendar. And, that's a tough thing to work for as we move forward. We have less days than we have behind us. And so it's always mindful for us to take just that moment to be mindful and appreciative of the moment and not really rush through things. This year, like we've been talking about, our word is like purpose and being purposeful. I've been very intentional about my time and being appreciative of trying to stay in the moment. I think a lot of times people's anxiety and depression comes from when they try to hop too far outside of the moment. They can't really always appreciate what has happened right there and then in the moment.
Okay. Well, my thing is, as I look at situations, even though moments can be challenging, I always think about the mission. And my favorite thing, I always tell folks, the mission is greater than the moment.
Absolutely.
So that's the piece you have to consider. Definitely so.
Always. There's always
exactly.
a big, yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Well, see, right now, I'm going to tell you, the moment it's time for bacon because I see them with a fresh pan out there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that.
We are bacon fans here. Do not preach to us about the release of bacon. We are not hearing anything that you have to say regarding that.
Let me tell you, I done said it before. I said it again. Bacon is holy. You understand what I'm saying? Because bacon is all about the sacrifice. You understand? You know, that bacon and egg breakfast, that chicken makes the contribution, but that pig got the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord wants a sacrificial offering. Hallelujah, somebody. All right.
We just left church, but we can go right back in. We can go right back in when we talk about that bacon, baby.
That's right. And I'm going to tell you, it's about the pork bacon, because, you know, the Lord ain't called no turkey to be no bacon.
Listen,
He called it
we
turkey
don't even call that bacon. That's not. We don't even acknowledge that. Don't come with
Not
us.
at all. Exactly.
All genuine things here at this table here.
That's right. So know your place on the team. Know your place on the team. That turkey, you got to be stuffed and on the table. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. You ain't got to be no bacon.
I don't mind it shaved and on a sandwich, but you cannot. And if you put it in a sandwich, please add some bacon.
Exactly. Some pork bacon.
This is not what we came to talk about today. As you can see, we are definitely hungry. But let's go ahead and move into our topic. I am so excited. I am so excited about our topic today. And I'm hoping that, you know, maybe even our next show that we can have a good conversation to continue our topic about education. Because we know here on the show that when we know better, we do better. Or at least we should. And we always like to celebrate those who are champions in education, who are doing great things in education. And we want to encourage our future educators because we need teachers and we need people to appreciate that field, understand that field, and want to work in that field. So without further ado, it is my ultimate pleasure to bring to the table to introduce to our listeners Mr. Jonathan Tolliver. Mr. Jonathan Tolliver is an educator, and I am so excited about having a conversation about what brought him into the field, especially as an African-American male, because we need more male teachers. We need more male teachers, and he is a product of Hampton City Schools, and he also works for Hampton City Schools. So I thought, how amazing this conversation. Welcome to the table, Mr. Tolliver.
Oh, I am so happy to be able to be at the table. I am so excited and honored to be here. Look, and I was eavesdropping while y'all were talking about that bacon. You know, I'll crawl about it.
All right. Exactly.
Look, bacon is more than just meat. It's a spice too. It's a spice.
All right.
It's a spice that can go on top of anything.
Teach us.
That's right. You understand?
Am I preaching already?
Look, when I tell you, you already know what that pig can do. That pig can get that sacrifice for a whole lot. You understand?
Oh, Lord.
It makes a rainy day look like sunshine. You understand me?
I'm telling you.
It even out all of my emotions, baby. A good piece of bacon. Oh, a good piece of bacon.
Now,
Center cut me, please. Center
now
cut
you can tell I'm big because I've had a bacon milkshake.
Wait. That's you
and it was heavenly. And it was heavenly.
No, Father. I don't think God called the pig to be in the shake.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, you're missing out on a celestial moment.
Oh my goodness.
Get a bacon milkshake and you'll be good for the week.
Please tell me where you located a bacon milkshake.
Somewhere in Atlanta. It was while I was down in Atlanta. I forgot where.
Okay. I if I ever come across it, I can't promise I'll finish it, but I may indeed start it because I am a bacon fan. So
yeah.
All right.
But I'm so happy to be here. Thank you all so much.
Yes, thank you. Welcome to the table.
I'm glad to be here.
I want to start with you, Mr. Tolliver, and just kind of tell us a little bit like where you're from, what's your background, where did you go to college, and where did you go to school, those type of things.
Okay, well, I'm going to make it quick. I was born in Jackson, Mississippi, but my father was in the military, so we moved to Texas and then to West Point, New York, and we ended up in Hampton in 1986. So most of the time when people ask me where I'm from, I do say Hampton since I've been here for so long. But I was born in Jackson, Mississippi.
I know that's right.
Went through Langley Elementary, went through Sims, went to Kecoughtan, and that is where I met this amazing human being. The name is off the tip of my tongue. Tamara. Yes, I met Tamara while I was at Kecoughtan, and we were in the marching band together.
Yes,
and,
we were.
Yes,
all right.
years ago. And then I went on to UVA.
Like the trumpet.
What'd you say?
Played the trumpet.
Oh yeah, that's right. I played the trumpet, and you didn't know this. My last year, I'm not gonna talk about Kecoughtan because I love Kecoughtan, but I was selected as the drum major. I was drum major during the. Y'all know why I couldn't say about Kecoughtan. I love Kecoughtan now, but yeah, I was drum major. I was a drum major, and that position actually I reflect on that so much, and that has going through that has influenced so much of what I've done musically and in terms of how I educate. So I appreciate and thankful for being selected as drum major. Thank you, Kelly D, if you're listening.
All right, Kelly D.
Yeah. And
he has had so much influence on a lot of folks.
Yeah. I had already graduated, so I did not know that you were the drum major. Wow.
Yeah,
so,
I was thinking it was Kelly D's second year at Kecoughtan, and that he entrusted me with that, and I'm thankful for that.
Well, shout out to Kelly D. It's always good when folks can really look back on their educators to see who actually touched their lives. That's always a great
thing. Yeah, absolutely. And so I went on to UVA, and while I was there, I got into education because we had there was a tutoring program called Madison House. And so I mentored a kindergartner, a 4-year-old. And I just loved him, little Richard. And he was very smart, but he just had trouble controlling his mouth. I can't tell the story on air because there'll be the censors will go off. But let me just say, when I was mentoring, that boy cussed out this girl at 4 years old, and his poor teacher was like, "Yes, we've tried to really reach him in terms of I don't know all the details about his environment, but yes, he comes in quite angry sometimes, but." If he, I think. Angry. What'd you say?
4-letter angry.
Oh yes! Oh yes! 3 and 4 letters.
Oh wow!
See, I call those weekend words.
well, he used those weekend words every week.
Sunday is part of both. We to behave ourselves.
So, but those were the seeds. Working with Richard and his teacher, those were the seeds that had me interested in going into education. When I went to UVA, I thought I was going to follow my sister's footsteps. She's also a product of Hampton City Schools. My brother, who also taught at Hampton City Schools, is a product of Hampton City Schools. Only my older sister is not, but she's a product of Hampton University.
All right, let's hear for the pirate. Hampton hugs to your sister. Hampton hugs to your sister.
I sure will. But we all had that English bug, except the sister above me. She wanted to go into law, and I thought I was going to do that too, until I hit macroeconomics. And when I hit macroeconomics hit me. Quite hard.
It changed your direction.
Oh yes. I repented. I repented from macroeconomics. I completely turned.
Dude, that's certainly one of those Damascus Road moments, you know?
Yes, indeed.
Look, let's take a pause for the cause there. We laugh, but let's appreciate the fact of your honesty and that a lot of people don't know when they hit those moments. There's some people who will just try to force a peg to make it fit. And then other people will be silent, will listen and understand that, okay, this is speaking something different and I need to reevaluate the situation. So these things do happen for quite a few people. And so we have to acknowledge that. We have some wake-up calls. Wake-up call. I thought I was going to med school. Until I met a fetal pig and had to dissect it. And I said, never again. Never again. I don't
It's life-changing moments.
Exactly.
So macroeconomics hit you. Did you major in English while you were at UVA? Is that what you were saying?
I did. And it was I wasn't looking for it, but I had a one-on-one class and the TA was like, I never give A's. This is my third year being a TA and I never give A's. So you just chose the wrong section. I was like, go to another section. And, and the section was about Thomas Jefferson. I spent a semester writing about this man. I was the only chocolate chip in the class writing about Thomas Jefferson. Oh, all semester. And he was slice and dice every paper I turned in. I was like, oh boy. But when I turned in my final portfolio, my final paper, he sat me down and I saw my grade and I saw the grade for the paper and the grade for the class was A-. I said, what? And he said that I could tell by your writing that you do have a gift. And I didn't think I had that. And I honestly tried to almost run away from it. But that toughness, him being able to recognize that really it was what motivated me to pursue looking at how I express myself and how others express themselves. Yeah, I was thankful for that because I'm not a brainiac at all. And so
UVA, you need to stop selling yourself short.
Bless you. But I'm not. And so I use that as a reminder. It doesn't matter what you encounter or what task you have to complete. If you not pay attention to the know that somebody has already put out in the atmosphere, or even if it's a task that it is something that you normally would not enjoy or not normally do, go ahead and pursue that because you don't know what kind of physical and mental muscles you are building by attacking that task and overcoming it. So that's the story of how I got into English and how I got into education. And what happened was when I graduated, I called Kekatan just to let Mr. Baker know because Mr. Baker, Arnold Baker, his first year was my last year at Kekatan. And so I called him just to say, one of your seniors has just graduated from college.
Oh.
And 10 minutes later, he called me back and said, we need an English teacher. Would you come in and interview?
Okay.
And that is how I got to Kekatan High School. So I came back to the place that lifted me and pushed me to college. So it was full circle.
Are you teaching right now?
Oh no, I am at Bridgeport Academy, and I'll tell you about that story in a minute.
Okay. I was like, whoa, that was a while ago. Okay, so but you full circle came on back and brought it back.
Yes.
And you were a very young teacher then.
I say that one more time. I'm sorry.
You were a young teacher then.
Yes, I was 21 when I started at Kekatan. Let me tell you what happened.
Might have been close to that.
Over the summer at the Discoverable Dreams program, they had an activity where Chris Leary, shout out to Christopher Leary, he was the original costume designer for Hamilton, and he did costume design for Saturday Night Live. He came back and did a session for the kids, and he said, "Oh my God, Mr. Tolliver." I said, "Wait a minute. No, 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 no. I know he is not here for this program." He's like, "Yes, I had you 23 years ago." I said, "Shut up right now. Shut up immediately. 23 years ago." And I'm thankful that he still remembered my class, remembered my name, but how he said that being in that class got him excited about how to look at drama. And so, so I started teaching in 2001. I took a little break, and I can talk about that later. But yeah, I started at Kekatan in 2001 and stayed there through 2013. And then did a year at Hampton High School in 2014. And I love teaching at Kekatan. I have so many stories, but I won't bore y'all.
We appreciate your service. We appreciate your service. And that's nice that not only were you a drum major, but then you became a leader in a different way, and came back and taught. And so much so that you inspired someone that is doing, I'm sure a lot of people, writing is such an amazing gift. It is an amazing, it's a way that you can express yourself and your feelings, and also connect to other people and not feel so isolated through writings, and also reading. Reading is one of my loves. So reading and writing they're right together. You will never be able to write if you don't enjoy reading. Like,
exactly.
You have to go together. So I have a love of words, so I can appreciate those who also inspire that. So I know that was an amazing feeling to have that student come back and say those things to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful. In fact, I may be going all over the place today at convocation. I saw a student I had at summer school, and summer school. Back in the day, summer school was normally meant for those who wanted to get extra credits and push ahead. Sometimes summer school, though, is for those who tripped up. We'll put it. They stumbled during the year.
That's right. They were a little delayed, but not denied.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And he came up to me today and said, "I had you for the summer." Paris. I was like, "Oh my gosh, Paris. Oh my God, I hadn't seen you so long." Yeah, now I'm a counselor at Phoebus High School. I said, wow. The fact that now you just don't know what kind of seeds you plant, which keeps me excited in regards to being in the classroom. Just don't know what kind of seeds you plant and how those seeds will grow, and that then you can experience smelling the flowers of those seeds. I love smelling those flowers. And today was one of those flower smelling moments.
For sure. I love giving my flowers to the living. I like to express, look at this. And I love highlighting teachers who are educators, who you can see that they're going over and beyond what's necessary. Because we live in a world where it's hard to just do enough. It's just hard to do enough. But for those who go over and beyond, we love having those conversations.
Thank God.
Of educators.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Tam.
So tell us how you ended up merging music and English. So because you're talking about programs and students that are into the arts and drama. So how did you end up merging those two?
Well, music, let me tell you, music has has always been a lifeline for me.
A language.
Yes, and a language. While I was at UVA, I was a RA, and then I was president of the gospel choir called Black Voices.
You
And
sang in Black Voices.
I sang in Black Voices.
All right.
What you know about Black Voices, Dr. Mason?
Listen, my wife sang in Black Voices when she was at UVA.
Stop it!
And my soror is still singing.
Oh wow! We got to sit down and talk. Absolutely. But yeah, I was president of Black Voices. Then it had about 200 members, and Black Voices was this sense of home for everybody who was a part of it. Because UVA, the campus at that time, we may have been 12%, if that, of the population, and so we needed to find a place where we can be spiritually fed and feel at home, and that was Black Voices. And so I understand that really made me understand the beauty and the power of particularly our music and our expression. And I held on to that. I minored in music. I didn't major in music. I majored in English and African American studies. But I being a part of Black Voices ignited a passion in me. So when I came back here, I started being minister of music at a Centennial Baptist Church in Portsmouth. And so while I was an educator, yes, I still had to exercise those musical muscles because all that was part of my spiritual makeup. And while I was at Kekatan, I coached the step team.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, the real steppers. We were regional champions. We sure were the real steppers.
Oh snap!
And then that's how I met your producer, Jason. I was a sponsor of the Christian Club, and the kids wanted to have their own musical component. And so the kids would practice right in my room, and churches would call on them to come. And in fact, one of the Warriors for Christ, his name is Andre Lewis. Shout out if you're listening. Andre is now one of the musicians for the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. He just got off of Broadway. I mean, so when I tell you that seeing the fruit of that is what has been the biggest blessing. Yes. So
I think all three of us can agree to that. That when you see your students do well,
right, it's those seeds that you plant, and that, like I said, that takes me right to that whole understanding of the mission is greater than the moment, because sometimes you will have those students who will truly try your patience. You have situations, but you just have to keep on pressing forward, because of course developmentally they are doing what it is they are supposed to do and where they're supposed to be developmentally. I get people sometimes who will talk to me about education, and they, of course they say, oh, our teachers need prayer. Bless the teachers. Yes, they do. But we need people to go into education, and there's some qualified people who will who I think would make great educators, but I just think they are afraid, and they're listening to others who talk about the challenges with education. But the reality is, that's what kids are supposed to. Kids are going to be kids. We just have to be the adults. We have to be the educators, and we have to be the ones that say, hey, listen, we're going to plant these seeds. Because if we don't plant the seeds, then we can't reap any type of harvest. Come and see right now, because of all of the seeds that were planted years ago, you are seeing the harvest, and you're continuing to see the harvest each year as some of the students that you've taught over the years continue to grow and mature. And so we've got to look at it like that. That's the only way we're going to be able to grow and succeed as a community. We have to plant. You know, we have to sow seeds. We have to sow seeds. We can't get away from it.
And water, and go back to a. And I like all those different parts of it, because once you finished, you went back to appreciate and share what you had done. And so you started that as well. And so now those things many years later are coming back to you as well. I like it. Things out there, good things have a way of coming right on back to you.
Yeah. And those type of rewards, you cannot put a dollar sign on it.
It's what makes me sign in my contract. It's not the students that are the problems. It's typically the adults.
Oh, where's the organ? Where is the organ around this around this restaurant? Where's the organ? Oh, we're not gonna go there.
That won't preach though. People don't want to talk about it, but that is where it is. It's usually not the kids that are the problem. We as adults, when we understand children, we have a different level of patience for the children because we're able to see them for what they are, children. It's the adults who act like children.
Oh yeah. Woo, that's a whole nother table talk conversation.
Oh my, yes it is. We use a lot of those weekend words.
Exactly.
I put Jesus on. I put Jesus on you, and I leave it alone.
Yeah.
I don't have nothing left for you. If you ever say, "May God be with you," if it's God be with you, you already know I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Listen. All right.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart.
Listen. Well, you know me.
Keep you. If I ever tell me God bless you and keep you, well, you and I shall never speak again.
Right. Exactly. Because I tell you,
God got you now. I didn't dust my feet.
Listen, you know me. I can give you a good bless and release real quick and be done.
That's why we are twins.
Look, and now I offer you the gift of goodbye.
You say good, and I'll follow it up with the bye. And then we both gonna turn and we out.
Exactly.
Wait, is one good and one other bye? Goodbye.
Goodbye. And then we pivot and turn at the same time, and we are out. It's a natural reflex, you know. It's about energy. It's about, being around. We don't have a lot of time. And when you don't have a lot of time, you don't have time for mess. And you're not trying to produce it, and you're not trying to receive it or bring it. That's the way it is. So when you see it coming, you're like, I'm out. You can sit in that by yourself. I like good showers.
Right. And see, the older I get, the less space I have for foolishness. And I recognize that. And that's the thing. And being a therapist, I do try to have patience, and I tell folks, don't pray for me to have any. So all my listening audience, don't hear me talk about patience and start praying. Take your hand off the radio monitor right now. Okay, don't pray for Dr. Mason to have patience. So I don't want to be tried.
Or me either.
Okay.
Tribulation worketh patience. We don't want problems.
No. My cup is full already. I don't need no. I don't need more drink.
That part.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm good for the rest of my life.
Exactly. But that's the thing with educators, just recognizing certain things and just being available for kids. And that's the biggest piece. We have to look past some of these challenges that the kids are having and recognize that we have a greater work to pour into them so that when they get to that place, they reach that level of maturity, they will have all of the tools that they need to live a successful, positive, and fruitful life so that they can pour into the next person. That's major.
Yes. And be good citizens. Just be good human beings.
Yes.
You see that by what you experience. And teachers spend more time with students than their families do.
Oh, yeah.
They spend more time. And so what teachers show students is so important because students are seeing how you act and how you respond to the challenges in your life for an entire year, every single day. Yeah. And how cope is genetic, but we also learn those things as well. And so students learn so much from teachers. And when you're real with them, when you connect with them, they can see what you don't say. Everything you don't say, and they see what you respond to and what you don't respond to. And you add much to, you don't know what these kids go through when they leave you. And a lot of them go through. They go through.
Yes.
And so having the consistency of someone who cares every single day, even when it's with your rules and your boundaries, what they know is the safety of showing up in your classroom every day is consistency that I can count on.
Yes.
No matter how I feel, you're going to treat me the exact same. You're going to call me out when I'm wrong. You're going to love on me when I'm right. You're going to instruct me, and you're going to push me. What we call in psychology scaffolding. You're going to push me beyond where I normally would go because you see where I can be.
Yes. Right. Yes. And that's why I'm thankful where I am now. This will be my second year coming up at Bridgeport Academy, which is the alternative school. And I'm so thankful. My last year was such a blessing.
You said Bridgeport, the alternative school. So the students that get removed from their normal places because of behavior problems and other issues. You said, sign me up for those children.
Well, it was really the Lord. Literally, it was the Lord. Now, this is my testimony. I had a terrible ulcer in 2022. It really put me down. And after recovering, or while recovering, I got terrible inflammation in my legs, and I was bound to a hospital bed for months. It was about 4 months. But while I was there, a student from Kekatan had visited me, and he was crying over me. You got to get up. You are my teacher, and you are a teacher. You got to get up. And I was still hesitant. I did not know, because I hadn't gone through anything like that before. But it was Timothy Kaysen. Shout out to Timothy Kaysen. He called me. And it helps when you have a reputation. The word says a good reputation is better than fine jewels. It's worth more than fine jewels. And I'm thankful for the reputation I had. He called me, and he fought for me to get over there. And it ended up truly being a divine assignment, because I love Kekatan. God knows I do. But last year was my favorite year of teaching. And it was the most fulfilling, because what you all just talked about, how, and I'm thankful to all the staff there. They are truly a family, because the students come there with so much, whether it's from their decisions or from their environment
that have been made for them.
The adults don't have time for foolishness. The adults in the building, we're on one accord, and we got an assignment, and that's to get these kids to where they're supposed to be. And I learned that when you give students a routine, and you, like you said, if you show that you remotely are invested in who they are and what they will become, they will work for you. I'm thankful for every student I've had. Those were some brilliant kids who walked to Bridgeport, and they showed it. And oh my God, I could go on and on with the testimonies of students stepping up. We came up with this cross-curriculum project called Stand on Business, where the kids had to design their own nonprofit organization. And they had to come up with mission statements and goals, and they had to come up with a budget, and they had to make a PowerPoint presentation and make a logo. And those kids stepped up. They came up with such amazing ideas. I could just go on and on with the brilliance that they showed. When we gave them that opportunity, they stepped up and they were excited about it. And I believe they all walked out better and will hold on to what they came up with. That's the beauty of education. It's not, yeah, we spend the time making the lesson plans, but the most important and the most fulfilling thing is when a student produces something and they hold on to that thing and it changes their trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
And that is all I felt last year, and I'm so thankful for it. Bridgeport is my divine assignment, and I am thankful for it.
We gotta
That's
take
all right.
you put a whole lot in that little bit of time. Let's talk about how your testimony. You were down and you were out, but it was the work that you had did before that came back and picked you up. Those same things that you had poured into, it came back and they came and got you and said you were too great of a person to stay here in the hospital bed. Get up and fight. It said, walk, Lazarus.
Yes. Yes.
It tells you to get up and come on back into this classroom because you mean something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That is powerful. And then you got to then go in a wheelchair to a new school where students have struggles to show them how they are not based on their circumstances.
No.
And that they can do more than what has been given to them or what they find themselves in at that very moment.
That's right. Yes.
And then you love it more because now you actually live it.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, don't give me emotions. Don't give me emotions.
Now you actually live it. I mean, and any day you're not walking in your purpose, it feels like you're dying. And so you were laying there in the bed, not walking in your purpose. And something to remind you, like your teacher had to say, although I'm still salty about this minus, but he had to tell you that you had a gift.
Yeah.
You had a gift that you need to use. And I'm thankful that you got out of your bed because this summer, not only did you work throughout the year, but you put in 2 amazing projects, 2 that I know of. This summer.
Yeah. Look, again, I'm just so thankful and honored that first, my friend who is she's the most brilliant woman I know, Dr. Karen Ward. Oh Lord. And the fact that she would still entrust me, because she's the creative director over Young Diplomats. And Councilman John Ely called her to be the creative director over Discovering Dreams Through Achievable Dreams. Because he knew, and Hampton University knows, you put something in Karen Ward's hands, it's going to be top notch.
It's going to be a beautiful production.
Yes.
Right. And
so
what you all did with those kids this summer, I was at the closing ceremony for the Young Diplomats program. And in such a short period of time, what you all did with those kids to be in a place to perform for the parents by the end of the week was nothing short of amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Doctor. Oh, yes. it was a struggle.
Oh, I'm sure. Sure. But I tell folks the struggle is worth it. A caterpillar doesn't become that beautiful butterfly without that little struggle in that cocoon. You understand?
That's right.
It. And when you try to take any short steps by helping that butterfly, caterpillar come out of that cocoon too soon, guess what? You're not going to have the butterfly that you're supposed to have.
That's right. There
are no shortcuts to success.
No, not at all.
You're going to have to take all the steps and work the program.
And
exactly.
And by the grace of God and you take one step and God will make 4, 5, 6 to
listen. He take 10 at a time for me because sometimes I'm on that slow bus. I move a little slow sometimes. I be trying to get it together.
Listen, and I'm gonna tell you straight up. When it comes to Jesus, I'm a kept woman. He picked me up.
Yeah.
He picks me up and he carries me because I'm too tired to walk. And
so
I thank him for being a good father.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly.
So,
but here's the thing. You bring up a really good point. We talked about, education and you giving back to those students and all and what you pour into them. But that just brings up another component to education as well, and which is mentoring. We sometimes take the relationships that we build with our students for granted. But having that mentoring relationship with these kids, even if you choose not to teach, but being a solid mentor in the lives of these kids truly will make a difference. We know the data and the statistics will tell us, kids who have a solid mentoring relationship are less likely to skip school. They're more likely to have good grades. They're less likely to get into fights and things like that. So, we're able to truly give them capital in the area of social and emotional strengths and all. And so we really have to look at what are we doing to give back. Growing up, I think about the teachers and the people who worked in the school and even in the neighborhood, the people who really took the time and poured into us. We never called it formally a mentoring relationship, but that's exactly what it was.
Exactly what it was. And they saved your life. Because your mentors love you too much to leave you where you are. Your friends, they love you just as you are, but your mentors love you too much where you are. They're going to pick you up. They're going to take you where they've been already, and they're going to show you go.
Right.
And I had one amazing mentor. I'm going to call her Mama Baldwin. Through Passion Be Unique.
Yes, indeed.
I hold on to that so much. I reflect on her and what she poured into me so much. And Tamara, I don't know if you remember Kalila Du Bois. Do you remember her? And how now she is all over Hollywood. Passion Be Unique. Passion Be Unique.
He's talking about a program that my mother started when I was in high school at the school. And she, it was the first time that she really got males involved into these mentoring groups too, a long time ago. And so it was called Passion Be Unique. He's trying to make me cry today. But thank you for that. My mom she was an educator. She loved mentoring, which is interesting that is now being paid for it because I've asked Mr. Tolliver to mentor my daughter. He got a chance to work with her.
That was the easiest, yes?
That was called Passion Be Unique.
Passion Be Unique.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that was the program. He had uniforms and everything.
I like
it. I wonder if I still have my shirt. But let's take this commercial break to talk about Alana. Let's talk about Alana Williams, okay?
All right.
She is absolutely amazing. Anybody under the sound of my voice, hear me. Remember the name Alana Williams because she is such an amazing young woman who is so gifted. Oh my goodness. Going through music class with her, I mean, that was easy. That was easy. Truth be known, I should have been paying her.
And look, say that too loud. She's not far from this table. There's a right. You gotta come with a couple times from you. No, I'm kidding. But
when Dr. Ward asked me to be over the music for Achievable Dreams, and Alana walks in, I mean, the boldness and confidence that she displayed throughout these 2 weeks, and she's such a gifted singer. Oh, Lord. I'm just excited to be able to see what she's going to do and how she's going to bless this world.
Well, you were definitely the right mentor for her because she does not respond to her mother and give me any of that when I ask for it. So that's why I linked her to you so that you could pull those things out. I know all of us have amazing gifts, and that's the big thing about mentorship. It's about linking yourself to the right person who can help you really tap into those strengths that you have and address this. She's a very unique little person. My does move into her own beat of her own drum, and I encourage that. And so that's the part about education too, is that, as parents, we have to become more educated to allow our kids to be things that we are not in many ways. and to nurture those things and to find them the right connections and the right mentors. So she showed.
But kudos to you. Kudos to you. That's the thing. Sometimes because parents sometimes feel offended when someone else is able to bring something out of their children that they can't, or someone else is able to pour something positive into their kids that they may not be able to. Because sometimes we hear things or we see things and our kids see something else, and it's okay that they're different from us. It's okay that they're able to glean something from somebody else. And that doesn't diminish your light as a parent in no way, shape, or form.
It makes it brighter.
It takes a village, and I am not insecure. I am not all knowing, but I know, and what I don't know, I don't. I'm in a music fraternity. I come from the music and the arts, and so I did all of that too. But I'm very, she's not a fan of Professor Mommy. She wants somebody outside of Mommy who can, show her things too. And I'm thankful that there are there who are capable of doing that you can trust.
Listen, trust me, I know when my son was young and he brought home their math assignment one time and they were doing the math another way. I told him, look, break out some fingers and toes. I said, 'cause that's how I know how to do it. But what did I had to get on the phone and get somebody else in there that helped him. And my thing was, I'm sorry, this is not daddy's gift. Daddy's gift is calling somebody that can help you. I can't.
Listen, that right there will preach. That right there will preach. When people look at us and they come to our table, they come to our classrooms, they come to our workshops, they think that we know everything. But good teachers, good education carers, and those in education will understand they do not know everything about everything. But we know how to find out. And it's called research, asking the right questions from the right people. It's okay to say I don't know. It's okay to say I don't know, but it's not okay to stay uneducated. When you know better.
Right. That's
it. And you just have to know your strengths. My wife and I laugh about this now. My wife is she cooks. I do a lot of cooking, in terms of in the house with events and stuff like that or whatever. Now, COVID, she really became a cook because she was at home a lot. She was following recipes and stuff like that. But I remember early on in our marriage, that was one thing she talked about. She says, I'm not the cook, but I can tell you where a good restaurant is. She said, so my family shall be fed. You know what I'm saying? And there was
you don't look upset. You don't look malnourished.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
That was one thing she talked about, and that's how we made it work. That worked for us, and, I told her, don't be worked up because somebody say you the woman, you should cook. That's just not who we are. You find a good restaurant, we rolling out, let's go.
That's right.
Don't think I won't order in, there's many ways. A lot of people think that you got to take the train or you got to take the plane. There's many modes of transportation. The whole point is you got to hungry.
Exactly. We know how to manage this thing and make it work, and that's what we do.
We got to do a strong and teach people how to stay out of other people's business.
Listen, that's a whole show. Listen, we might be at the table for 2 hours talking about that.
Yes, indeed. But Mr. Tolliver, we are so thankful that you came out to dine with us today, to share with us just a snippet of your story. We definitely have to have you back to the table as more and more things happen in this world, in your life, and those have actually touched.
Yes.
I have enjoyed this meal, and I'll gladly come back.
Listen, all the best to you, and thank you for all you do for kids in Hampton City schools and for showing up every day, because I know there are some days that are better than others and all. And so it really takes an intentional person. And so I want to thank you for your excellence with intentionality in terms of what you do for Hampton City schools. So we greatly appreciate it. And all the best for a successful and exciting school year. Because I know that it's never going to be the same day twice.
Oh, right? No, indeed. Especially not at Bridgeport.
There we go. Shout out to Bridgeport.
Oh, yes. Shout out to my people. Bridgeport Broncos. Yes.
All right. Yes. Shout out to Bridgeport.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I am Dr. Richard Mason.
I am Dr. Tamara Williams.
And thank you for joining us right here at WHOV Smooth 88.1 FM.
The essence of HU.
Keep your force.
Someday we'll be able to measure the power of words. I think they are things. I think they get on the walls. They get in your wallpaper. They get in your rugs, in your upholstery, in your clothes, and finally into you.
Thank you for joining us at the table.
Tune in next Sunday at 1 p.m. for more delicious topical recipes for life on the Sunday Brunch.
On Smooth 88.1 WHOV.